Good afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, live from Vegas. This is your closing bell Wednesday, September 7th already. Holy moly. Time flies when you're having fun. ECSI VIP'S, we are on a heater. The 3-0 sweep on Sunday, the three parlays for 20 plus units. Monday 1-0, last night 2-0. Got a little lucky. I'll be honest. You have to admit when you're lucky. We had the Brewers team total over 6.5. It looked like we were going to get hooked there. Rockies score 5 in the 8th and tie it at 6. We get our gift run in the top of the 10th to 7, and Rockies walk off with a 3-run home, 10-7 win. But we had the team total winner there. Bieber and the Guardians run line -1.5. We win 4-1 there. So 3-0 this week. And there's some afternoon action going on right now. We dabbled on a 407 start, which, the numbers were screaming. We put this team on the see you in the spring and 2023, but the numbers just screamed them today. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And I'm kind of going against the grain on what we talk about after a long losing streak. They win, they usually come back. Me and Riley talked about the White Sox yesterday in that spot as well. Just no offense for his pale hose on the south side, but we'll get to that. But let's bring him in from the south side, the one and only Mr. Riley Magnuson. Afternoon, Riley.
Afternoon, my friend. Happy Wednesday, one day away from NFL action. I am absolutely juiced, but you mentioned it. We had some interesting looks on the MLB board last night. You already mentioned a handful of them. Some of those big favorites either lost or ended up winning by that one run like we talked about yesterday. Braves 10-9. Astros lose. The Rockies obviously get the win over the Brewers. Phillies win 3-2. So, interesting board yesterday. And obviously the White Sox, you're right, couldn't get it done. Mariners, Gilbert and Brash really put us down last night. So, threw away a nice Johnny Cueto start once again. So, we'll see what happens here. I think that game's game 3 of that one starting up in about a half an hour. So, interested to see where you're looking at that one. But I'm ready to rock wherever you are, my friend. We've got a hell of a slate tonight. And then obviously, we've got NFL tomorrow night and college football Friday, Saturday. So I am just about ready to rock and roll with just about anything.
Don't forget two things. We talked about the Mets line stinking to high heaven yesterday.
Correct.
And the Pirates. And, of course, the Yelich bomb. The Yelich
Oh, yeah. I mean, a bomb is an understatement. I mean, that thing almost blew up the entire stadium. My goodness, that one, I watched that a couple times afterwards. I wasn't watching that one live, so I'm glad you turned me on to it. But, I whiffed on mine. Jose Ramirez gets the RBI, but doesn't get the bomb, obviously. But I've got another look today that I'm coming ready and prepared to get a nice bounce back in the home run prop category for myself over here.
Before we dive into the MLB slate, I've tried to circle the wagons, no pun intended. I know everyone is absolutely fired up for tomorrow. I talked about this with you. I've talked about this to anyone that wants to listen. People remember more about the Kansas City Buffalo last minute than they do the Rams winning the Super Bowl against the Bengals. I truly, truly believe that. This line came out, I think, in the beginning of June. Rams -1.5, immediately went to 1. Buffalo down to a pick, Buffalo to -1, and then Stafford in the elbow has pushed this to 2.5. As our mayor of Vegas, Dave Sharapan, said, if that line happened to go to 3, the bad guys are coming with bags of money, taking the Rams plus the 3 there. When you look at tomorrow's game, are you going back to June and July, or are you buying the sizzle, or are you going to take the steak?
It's tough. I've gone just about every single which way. When it first opened up, I was all in on the Bills for the most part, but as it's progressed, my thoughts have been wavered a little bit here. I was kind of in the camp as much as everyone. I think this Bills team is really good. I'm probably not as high on them and as everyone else is, but that's not necessarily a knock on the Bills. A lot of people are very, very high on this Bills team, right? But I was kind of on the side of the Rams, maybe being a little overrated coming into the season, despite that Super Bowl win, obviously. So that's kind of where my thoughts were lying as far as liking the Bills. But with this one being the first game in a standalone game, it's going to be, one of the biggest wagered games of the entire season. But I have some wavering thoughts that are kind of pushing me back and forth, and ultimately might lead me to a stay away, might put me into the Rams. I'm not quite sure, honestly. But, there's a world where this Rams team is even better than it was last year with Stafford in year 2 under McVay. You throw in Allen Robinson, who, obviously didn't have a good season last year, but if you watch those Bears game, it wasn't because he's not a good player or because he was injured or anything. It looked like he just flat out quit on the Bears. And so I think he's going to come back and actually be fired up to play for this Rams team. So, it seems a little too good to be true if you're looking at the Bills the way I'm seeing it right now. I mean, every single prediction that we're starting to see coming out as the season's coming closer has got Bills, 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 Bills across the damn board. So for the full season, which is obviously hyping people into this game even more so on top of that. So I don't think I'm going to be betting on the Bills tomorrow night. Still kind of, wavering if I'm going on the Rams or just maybe finding some value elsewhere. But, the Bills is a spot where I'm going to kind of wait and see how things fall. If they win easy, then maybe that, is an indicator for what we, it might change my thoughts for what goes on Sunday. But nonetheless, it's going to be a tricky one, and I'll probably be staying away for the Bills tomorrow night.
Yeah, I saw that tweet where one of the networks or whatever had like
Yep.
8 guys and all had the Bills winning the Super Bowl, not just getting the Super Bowl, winning. And my champions parlay ticket at Circa starts with the Astros, then Bama, and ends with the Bills. And just put it this way, if I can get the first 2 home and I get the Bills into the Super Bowl, I will be flying personally out to Circa. I have 11,000 on the line. You can bet damn well I don't care who the hell's playing in the NFC. I will have that side.
Yeah, you're gonna be going if the Detroit Lions find their sway there, or the Washington Football Team Commanders, whatever you want to call them. I think you'll still be finding a way to hedge on that one. So yeah, it's I think you're probably happy that that's the third one. And I think everyone's valid in thinking they're gonna be awesome. Absolutely, but obviously new offensive coordinator. It could be. We could be in for a little bit of a growing pains the first couple of weeks. I don't know. But nonetheless, I think the Bills are still the safest bet to win their division out of the entire NFL, if you ask me. But, tomorrow night's going to be interesting. I'm anticipating that we might be able to find maybe some player props. Typically not a huge player prop guy. I told you I've kind of noticed that, obviously tracking these bets, my success doesn't lie in the player props. But when you have a standalone game like this, maybe sometimes there is some value outside of the spread if you're dying to get some action. But, we'll see. Might be just dipping our toes into the water tomorrow night in this first week and then dive in a little deeper the week 2 there.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the props. I'm not a big prop guy. We do have a lot of at stake in the higher stakes fantasy football land. Just off the top of my head, though, I would be fading all Cooper Cup props till further notice because he's going to be even more inflated. I'll be interested to see tomorrow when we do our show what you talked about Allen Robinson's props are, and maybe even for anytime touchdown. And then on the flip side, I have an Allen to Diggs combination. I have some Allen. My big play is Gabriel Davis, so maybe a Gabriel Davis anytime TD. Just something to go against the grain, that's all.
Oh, for sure, and I think that's probably going to be the best way to look at it tomorrow night. But and then obviously we talked about yesterday some of the potential landmines that are coming on Sunday. So I can't wait, man. I am NFL gets me going more than anything. So I'm getting ready. I'm getting juiced.
All right. Again, I'm going to use my phone, so don't anyone watching. I'm not ignoring Riley or anything. I don't have my 2 big screens here. It's not NASA. I am in a beautiful suite in the Wyndham, across from Topgolf in Vegas, but I have to use my trusty phone and Don Best app. So Riley, take it away.
All right, fair enough. As we're speaking, it looks like Colorado jumps out to a 4-0 lead on Milwaukee here in the second. Twins up 2-0 there in the third, and Atlanta, Oakland just underway there 0-0. Any additional thoughts on maybe that Yankees Minnesota Twins are going to have 2 games today? Twins up 2-0. Any thoughts? Were you any which way you lean in that one, and is it going to dictate what you got going on for Game 2 in that series there?
No, I was actually again looking deeper into that Cole versus Ryan game, and they were giving you plus 115 on the money line with Cole. Again, I could see lines around the building jumping on the Yankees plus money. That one smelled to high heaven for me. Again, I wasn't there at the wedding. I'm not going to be there at the funeral as the Yankees. I don't want to say are on life support, but you really got basically less than 4 weeks here to get this going because you really want to regain that momentum going into the playoffs. You don't want to be facing a hot team that survived the first round and then are coming in all lathered up. I know they're hoping it's the Twins. They own them. They've won like 20 straight against them in the playoffs. Anyone but the Twins, I think Yankee fans will be puckered up.
I think so. Absolutely. I'm 100% with you on that one. And, I'm glad I'm not the only one that I'm glad anyone outside the Midwest realizes how much the Yankees dominate the Twins because it is almost laughable how much they dominate the Twins there. So let's see. What's the next one up we got here? Starting in about 25 minutes, I do believe. Tigers and Angels. Hutchinson versus Sandoval. Sandoval, 2 earned runs or less in 6 straight starts. Was this, I don't want to tip your hand, but is this the one you were alluding to a little bit here that you got some interest in?
Yeah, the numbers just screamed to me. When we landed on Sunday, I looked at Monday's line and Angels were minus 180, which to me was a telltale sign. Yesterday, a lot shorter. I said that it smelt like an Erod line, and I think that was a 5-4 or 4-3 final. Yeah. Today's number overnight 220. Sandoval's been lights out. Hutchinson's been better, but they just have a hard time scoring. I did bite the cheese here. I did take the run line minus 116. I'm hoping you have a big enough lead that you don't have to trust that back end. Again, I had the Angels on the mantle as a spring 2023 team. Haven't gone down their road in 6-7 weeks. We're rolling here right now. I kind of opened up the playbook and I dove in and I says, we'll know early. I mean, if Hutchinson's on and Sandoval's not, I was kind of curious to you and the Angels lineup. The horses all playing is a big thing for me here.
Sure. Trout and Ohtani, I do believe, as long as this is accurate what I'm looking at, I do think Trout and Ohtani are in this one.
Okay.
Let me get ESPN double check. Yep, 2 and 3, Trout, Ohtani. Anyone else that I'm drawing a blank on that we might be curious about for the lineup?
No, that was the big two that I was really curious.
Right. And I'm with you 100% as far as not touching the Angels for the most part. Sandoval, though, it's been the one guy that at certain times you can find some value in this Angels team for sure. I got a close look at him a few months ago, saw him in person, and he was really impressive to me. So I'm with you on that one. I was also interested in the Angels coming into this one. So we'll stay on that side of the country. Pretty similar start time. Giants and Dodgers. Cobb versus Kershaw. Kershaw, I believe his last time out was his first time back after a little IL stint. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 74 pitches. And then Cobb on the other side, his last start, 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs. Pretty big number here, minus 250. I do believe the Dodgers get the 6-3 win last night. Are you trusting the Dodgers and Kershaw? Or are you kind of staying away, waiting until he gets maybe some more work and get closer to that 100 pitch for the game mark here?
I want to say that the Giants have some value today. Now, I say that very lightly. Kershaw was lights out his first game back. Maybe you get some regression. I'm not saying to go full bore, full game. Maybe to try to get cute and take a San Fran plus a half run first 5. And if you're feeling real froggy with a little beer and pizza, take them on the money line as well. I think you got some value on Cobb, and it's more on the regression of Kershaw here.
Okay. And I'm just looking at the Giants lineup. Really decent numbers as far as when you're looking at an ace level pitcher, especially in those divisional matchups. Not the 200 or lower batting averages with a 15 sample where it's 2 for 15 or whatever. Decent guys that actually have some decent numbers against Kershaw in this lineup. So I think I might be interested with you, but tentatively, kind of as you were saying as well. Obviously, anytime you're going against the Dodgers, you got to go. You got to do it with the microscope as far as the right spots to pick there. So. Interested to see what your thoughts are on my South Side Sox here in Seattle for game number 3 here. Kopech back after an IL stint. I know you're not the biggest fan of him. Castillo on the other side for Seattle. Any way to get into this one, or are you kind of nervous about what you're going to see from Kopech here?
If you want my honest opinion with the eye test, you've just hit a couple chords, meaning Kopech first game back. In comes Castillo. Seattle bounces back yesterday, 3-0 shutout. I think the general public and the D-gens will say, well, shit, I had him yesterday. I'm going back with it. I think that actual number is baiting you into Seattle. I mean, if you wanted Seattle, you wanted to play first 5 minus the hook. You wanted to play full game. I get that part. Halftime. But with that said, he's been filthy. I think he's had one clunker since he's joined Seattle. He is well overdue for another one. I listen, you guys came in hot. You won the first game. You lost the second game. If I was you, I'd feel confident going to the window, taking a swing here with Kopech and the South Side here.
Okay. I obviously love to hear you say that. This has been the spot, though, where they do show some more fire in trying to, in these do or die, winning the series or losing the series. Whether it's worked or not, is up for debate, obviously. But this has been the spot where you would expect some, better energy from them. The one thing that I'm curious to see that they don't have him in, the one guy that actually has decent numbers against Castillo, Yasmani Grandal, 5 for 13 in his career with a couple bombs, and he's not in the lineup today. So interested to see that decision there to go with Sebi Zavala instead of him. And the rest of the guys have some, not a ton of sample size, but one guy that does have the nice numbers not in the lineup today.
What the hell happened to Roberts last night?
I would love to. It's baffling to me that there's no explanation on him in general, because his wrist had already been messed up for the last, I don't even know how long, 2-3 weeks, and he's still been either, not on the IL, but playing twice a week. But he got hit in the hand last night and it bruised his hand, basically. But he's been swinging with one hand and a bad wrist, and apparently the x-rays have come back fine. But there's been no explanation publicly about what's going on here. And if it's a situation where, he's not at risk to hurt it anymore and, he wants to play and he's going to get surgery and he'll be fine and come next season, then great, then give us that explanation. But, he's been swinging one hand, hitting in the 7th hole, and we've got capable guys that are good defenders. Adam Engel behind him, and obviously not a great offensive bat, but really bizarre management of Luis Robert over the last month. So I really don't have much of an explanation for you.
Yeah, I saw he had exited the game, and I thought of you right away. And my buddy in the fantasy baseball world is peeing and moaning because I think he took a couple swings with him, and he says that was a bad mistake.
Yeah, it's been rough. I still have a ton of optimism for his career and the future next year if he comes back healthy, but it has been a disappointing season for him for the most part there. So I guess next one up technically is potentially the Yankees and Twins. Anything to add as far as building off of Game 1 that's going on right now for Game 2 there?
Well, you said Twins were up 2-0?
Twins up 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Yankees got a guy in second with 2 outs, it looks like, in the bottom of the 3rd.
I mean, technically, you pass on the first game and bet on the second game on the team that loses.
Yeah.
You see a number. I'm looking at a number right now around 185, 190. It is 200 at Bet US with an under over 6.5 juiced under. You're going to get, if the Yankees lose this game, you're going to get everyone running to the window and pounding the Yankees. So just buyer beware there. This number smells to holy heaven. I tell you what, I mean, I'm not counting the Yanks out, only down 2-0 in the 3rd, but just be careful here because this number for Game 2 is a Minnesota number.
Right. I'm honestly, we're not huge live bettors. I'm honestly interested in taking a little plus money swing in the bottom of the 3rd with the Yankees in this live game. I'm not. That would be where I'd like some action if I'm dying for some live action right now. I'm probably not going to do it, but I think the Yankees might have some action and could come back and be in position to win that one, and then maybe the Twins do get that. If the Yankees win, are you pretty confident that the Twins have some good value in Game 2 then?
I would be sneaky. I think they're live dog for sure if the Yankees come back and win. Um, Again, you don't usually see Cole at minus
Right.
180 or 190 at home. Never mind, it's Ryan. It's not Johan Santana or someone like
Right.
Frank Viola. So
Right.
I don't get this number at all.
Okay, sounds good to me. Next one up. Last time I checked, it was undecided. Now I see Mets and Pirates, biggest number on the board. DeGrom versus what appears to be on ESPN, Johan Oviedo, who made one appearance before, some IL time before that. Any way to get into this one at all? That is also Game 2 of a doubleheader. The Mets win the first game 5-1 today.
No, there's no way to get in. I mean, if you want to just go against the theory on pizza and beer, fine, do that. But no, it's DeGrom all the way, obviously. But again, it's a doubleheader. We do know usually what happens in these, but again, they probably won't. He won't cover the run line or something stupid. But no, there's no way to get in there.
Yeah, not taking a -3.5 with the Mets to get some actual decent odds. No, okay.
No, I'll pass.
All right, next one up: Red Sox and Rays, Pavetta and Springs. We've got the Tampa Bay Rays just taking the first two out of the series in this one. They are playing some damn good baseball right now. Springs 5 2/3. Last time out, 4 hits, no runs versus the Yankees. What can you tell me about this one here that is in Tampa Bay?
They got Hertz parked all around the building right now. So when the Sox leave, they're just going to put them in there. This is the final nail in the coffin. Again, the funny thing is next year, we're like 25% versus the AL East this year. I mean, that's how bad it's been. Yeah. And, next year we'll bounce back and we'll probably be 70% against the East. A lot of work needs to be done in the offseason. Excited to see which direction they go with Bogarts. Do they make a big push at Judge? I doubt it. Devers, the season's over. The Patriots play on Sunday. The Bruins and the Celtics are getting ready. So that's all I can say. It's been real.
Yep. 18-38 against the AL East to this point this year. It is that is one of the worst division marks out of anybody, including any of these bad teams. So that is the diagnosis of the season just about right there. So Miami versus Philadelphia, next one up. Trevor Rogers versus Bailey Falter. Rogers, first start back in a while, finally put together a nice start after what's been a rough season after a really nice season last year. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned last time out, 5 Ks, only 1 walk. And then you got Bailey Falter on the other side. Any faith in maybe another Trevor Rogers start, or is this Miami team still on the take with a grain of salt? Can't count on them to score more than 2 runs list.
Yeah, I mean, under over 7.5 juiced under. It's a 159 now, 160, 162. They're baiting you to take the Phillies and baiting you to take the run line. This has got 4-3 written all over it, 3-2. I think the Phillies will find a way to win. But with that said, I'm not diving in. I think the number's too low, the way the Phillies are playing and fighting for the playoffs. Maybe you do get a decent stop from Rogers. But again, anytime you bet a Marlins game, anytime you bet the Marlins to win a game, you better take their team total over, because that's the only way you're going to win these games.
100%. And I was all over Trevor Rogers in a lot of these spots last year, and maybe would have been interested in the first 5+1/2, but I mean, they could be losing this one 1-0 through 5 innings, and he could have been looking fantastic through 5 innings. And it's maybe you're right about a nice Trevor Rogers start, but the Miami offense is putrid once again for you. I've got what I will say though, the guy who does have some nice numbers, righty-lefty matchup split. My home run prop of the night is coming out of this one with a Rhys Hoskins bomb off of potentially Trevor Rogers. That is the one guy that's got some nice numbers. He is 7 for 16 lifetime against Rogers with 3 bombs off of him. So I'm going to go, I saw plus 370 on FanDuel. That was a better number. It was 280 on DraftKings. So I'm going Rhys Hoskins for a bomb tonight.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, he's due. It's been a while since he's had one, so the man is due. I'm gonna go going to the next one here. Toronto versus Baltimore. Alek Manoah versus what we heard this afternoon announced Tyler Wells to start, followed by Kramer after that. I do believe is still what we're having here. Wells' first outing since the end of July, and Manoah has been rounding back into form. 7 1/3 inning. 5 hits, no earned runs last time out. I know you've been you obviously had a lot of Manoah stock earlier in the year. Is this a concerning line to you, or are you trusting the Blue Jays in this spot here?
No, the Orioles. If you look at what they've done a lot lately in this great run that they've had here now for the last 2 months, I guess, is lose the first game of the series and win the next two. They win yesterday, and now again, if this was April, May, or June, Manoah would have been minus 170, 180,
Right.
maybe even 190. It opened at 138. They know they're going to get Toronto money here. I lean Orioles here. I lean them not only to win, but to win the series here. So, again, anyone that wants to run to the window and bet Toronto, I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. But I'm just telling you, it is an Oriole number here.
Yep, right with you there. Another one, Orioles decent, all things considered for an ace, decent numbers against Manoah. So, yeah, you might be giving up a couple or 3 runs here tonight. So I'm with you on that one. Any faith in their pitching staff before we move on, though? Were you interested to see the Tyler Wells and Kramer? Any idea if that's going to be 3 innings from Wells, 2 innings? Any idea on that?
I think if they got 6 outs from them, they'd be happy.
Yeah, I think so too. Next one up, Cubs get the win last night against the Reds 9-3. They are back on the north side again. Minor versus Assad. Cubs about minus 145. Anything to note out of that one? Is that a Cubs number or closer to a Reds number there?
Reeks to high heaven. I was looking at team totals for the Cubs because, you had a nice little run fading Minor on team totals, and the under over the team totals, it reeks to high heaven. I mean, it's almost like, come on in. We got plenty of room for the Cubs fans here. Yeah. Listen, the Assad guy, didn't he pitch great his last start?
Yeah, he had some nice numbers. I don't have it exactly. I think his whatever his technical ERA is pretty damn low. It might even be under 1. So, yeah, he had a nice start in his
And they're telling you, come to the window, we're ready. So maybe you get some Assad regression. Maybe Minor finds one and pulls one out of his you-know-what. But I know I've said a lot of this on some of the dogs, but it's a Reds number.
Yeah, 100%. Total for the first 5 for the Reds, over 1.5 at minus 110. Just a couple runs in that first 5 innings, minus 110. Full game for the Reds, over 3.5 at minus 120. Cubs full game over 4.5 plus 105 there.
Yeah, so again, they're giving you the 4-3 final. I think the under over is a flat 8, correct?
Yep, flat 8.
4-3 final.
Okay, fair enough. Nats in St. Louis, the next one up. Abbott versus Montgomery. Montgomery obviously has been very good with the Cardinals. Last 2, his hit numbers have gone up a little bit there. However, he is still favored quite a bit, as the Cardinals are. About minus 300 favorites here against the Nationals. Anything to see out of this one? Anything to note? Any way to get into this one?
I left the Cardinals run line on the desk yesterday. Monday, they lose 5-0. I thought it was a good spot. I left it on the desk. They come through. Montgomery, Cy Montgomery, he has been lights out. The Yankees probably kicking themselves in the you-know-what by getting him, trading him over here. I just stay away from the freight train. Can't get in there, even a full game run line. I don't know much about Abbott here, but again, this is definitely St. Louis's game to lose. I expect them not only to win, but they should cover the run line as well.
Yep, I'm 100% with you on that one. Not too much interest there. Let's see, only a handful left. Next one, Cleveland and Kansas City. Morris versus Greinke. My White Sox could use a big Zach Greinke start of this one. He is back, though, after a couple weeks on the IL, and this is, I believe, second career appearance for Morris. Let's see, what the number is, minus 140 for Cleveland. Is this just respect to Greinke, or is this another one where it's a Royals number here on the board?
It's a tough call. I mean, again, the Guardians, I was watching the Guardians over the weekend against Seattle, and they were talking the difference between how the Guardians are not built to win playoff games because they don't hit the homer. They're a small ball team, first to third, a lot of base hits to get and generate runs, versus some of these bomber teams. Kansas City, good young team. They haven't quit, basically.
Right.
They got some young guns that are hitting the ball well. They put the ball into play. Yeah, I'm staying far, far away. We got our run line with Bieber yesterday. We're very content. A popcorn game for us here.
Okay. I'm the Greinke off the IL is keeping me away from it. He could blow up for sure. I'm interested in the Royals. That's where I'm leaning, but I'm not over the moon with it by any means there. So, next one up, Texas gets the win in Houston last night. There is a big number on the board here once again. It is Christian Javier and Reagans for the Texas Rangers. He is a Reagans rookie, only a handful of starts, but back after 2 weeks on the IL as well. And obviously Javier has been solid. Houston, I believe the team total was over 4.5 at -140 when I just looked. But another big number anyway for you to get into this one here.
I don't like spending the juice. I got to admit again, this was the other game that we dove into. Took a swing with when we released this Astros run line -1.5 at -132, and we backed it up with the team total over 4.5. We got that at -135. Look for a couple of the righties, whether it's maybe an Altuve, a Bregman, with a potential homer here. But I got my homer prop coming up next, so
Okay.
I'll hold on to that one.
Alrighty, fair enough. Last one of the evening. Not a huge late slate here. 7:40 my time, 8:40 your time. Arizona and San Diego is the last game of the evening. Henry versus Yu Darvish. Henry last time out, 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs versus the Phillies last time out. And Darvish 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs versus the Dodgers last time out. 8.5 I'm seeing as the totals. Padres over 4.5 at -125. What are you thinking right here?
Padres need to get it going, or they'll be outside looking in. They'll be playing golf on the 5th. We left this on the desk, obviously, as we speak. They do listen to us here, guys. Just saw a bump up to 210 and 220 here. I'm okay with a full game minus a run and a half here. My home run prop is Manny Machado tonight. I think he gets one done here. Maybe they score in the first inning to get them going. Very sluggish at home of late. It just the bats aren't there. You know, the acquisition of Soto really hit the spotlight, and then a week later, the news came down with the crash and burn of Tatis. So I don't know if this is a Padre team that even wants to get into the playoffs. I know they do. I'm saying that tongue in cheek here, but the fact is they're not coming in the way that we would want them to come in. That's all.
No, 100%. I mean, what are we looking at still right now? 3 games up on the Brewers, who obviously haven't been playing great, but if you're the Padres, you got to be feeling like they're going to catch fire at some point here. The Brewers, or at least you have to think like that to obviously thwart them off there, right? So, Manny Machado, I like it. Manny Machado and Rhys Hoskins will hopefully be taking both of them to the window there. So, anything else to add for MLB? I believe that is everything we got here on every single game here.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what you were just talking about, just take a look from a month ago, 6 weeks ago, where the Brewers and Cardinals were neck and neck, and now the Cardinals are stepping on the Brewers' neck. I mean, it's like 8.5, and now you got a Brewers and Padres where no one wants it. You know, again, the Brewers had the game wrapped up last night, and I thought I was going to get hooked. Miraculously, again, they trade Hader, which wasn't a bad thing. They got Devin Williams. But that back end has been leaking oil for a while. They not only go to extras, but they give up 4 runs in the extras with a 3-run block off there to 10-7. So, it's going to be kind of comical which team gets in and then what. I know once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. I'll be real interested to see what the Padres number is going into next year. I think a full off season with the Soto, with the Tatis, it misses the first 6 weeks or something, but
right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, nonetheless. I mean, yeah, people are gonna be all over him again next year, and I can't blame them for that. And if they make a move and add strength to their pitching rotation, then they'll be even scarier. So, few NFL notes across the desk here as we're closing up. Van Jefferson out tomorrow night for the Rams. I think that might have been expected. Miles Sanders for the Eagles has been dealing with hamstring tightness the last few weeks. Full participant today. And George Kittle groin injury and will be held out of practice today. He is day-to-day ahead of the Niners season opener there against the Chicago Bears on Sunday afternoon.
Anyone that listening here, if you're thinking about taking the Rams, in case you're afraid of some overnight bag money and shifting, listen, I know a lot of people don't do this. We suggested to get into a key number or to get off of a key number. If you're thinking the Rams right now and your shot past the 2.5, you can buy that hook tonight and get the full field goal. And then, hey, if it lands on 3, you push. If it happens to land on 2-1 or the Rams outright, you cash your first ticket of the NFL. Again, just food for thought, because tonight the bad guys are moving in. They're coming into town. The city's going to be buzzing here. I expect a lot of Bills money still. I can't see that this 2.5 going to 3. Speaking of that, I don't know if you have it in front of you. Did I hear correctly that there was a move on the Bucks Dallas game to 2.5?
Let's see. Before I go into that, I am looking at DraftKings. It's got -2 for tomorrow night's game right now. It's going the opposite way there. I'm still seeing -2.5 bucks on this app that I'm looking at right now. Let me double check if there's anywhere else that's got it. Which way did you say it was moving, or you thought it was moving?
No, it was Bucks 1.5, and I heard there was a shift and it went to 2.5.
Okay, then yes, absolutely yes.
So here's what I'm going to say, guys.
Yep.
One of the dogs is winning this week, and one of the favorites is winning. So my point is the Rams are either going to win outright or Dallas is going to win outright, because Josh Allen and Tom Brady, they're both not winning. I'm just going out on a limb, and I'm going to say that. I still can't get it wrapped around why in holy hell the Bucs are favored after what Tom has gone through this offseason, what Tom has gone through in the preseason. There is so much shit going on, but they got him at 2.5 for a reason. Here's what I think. I'm doing a show later tonight with Brady Tinker and Dave Sharapan. Brady works inside of Dallas. He knows a lot about what's going on with the Cowboys. Their O-line is decimated. They're moving guys from left to right, from right to left, which tells me we know the Bucs front seven puts a lot of pressure on quarterbacks. So with that said, maybe Dak's running for their life. Zeke can't get off. Pollard can't get off. I don't know. It will kill me to release the Bucs on Sunday, but it sounds like it's a Bucs. We'll wait and see what happens Thursday. How's that?
I think you're spot on there. I mean, the concerns with Dallas are absolutely there, and I mean, I know there's some people concerned about some of the offensive line injuries that Tampa's had, but obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but I'm not as high. I think Dallas's defense is going to regress here. So in this game specifically, I don't know that it'll be an issue. I honestly wish that both of these teams were playing somebody else that had that both teams had a very good front seven, and maybe you could fade both of these Cowboys and Bucs teams if they were playing somebody else here in Week 1. But obviously, that's not the case. But I think I'm 100% with you. I don't see Dallas having too much success offensively against this Tampa team on Sunday night.
How about them boys?
Yeah, no thanks. Pass.
Tomorrow, myself and Riley will put together a show. Riley, but I'm giving you a 24-hour heads up on your Big Ten preview. I want for Week 2. I want to go live with that. So we will either do it tomorrow afternoon or we will do it Friday morning. So we'll figure either of those two out. But maybe what we can do is we can segue in a closing bell, shut her down, and then boom, we'll start up with the Big Ten preview. Or we might be able to put it together both. But I'm giving you your 24-hour notice.
Either way, I'll be ready to roll. I was about halfway through my note building for that for the Big Ten slate anyways. There's good ones, there's some stinkers, but it'll be worth talking about for sure.
All right, from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from the one and only Riley Magnuson at Riley_Magnuson, the one. We wish everyone a blessed day. And always remember this, guys. Stay within your means, please. It's the first week of football. It doesn't mean that you're going to, you wanted the new John Deere tractor and you're going to win it this weekend, or the wife wants to go to Aruba, but you're going to win that this weekend. Whatever it is, please stay in your lanes. Okay, there is 18 weeks of the NFL. We got week 2 in the college. We haven't even started the MLB playoffs. And then before you know it, NBA, NHL kicks off. And then November 1st will be the start of college basketball. So have a great day. Enjoy yourselves. Have some fun. guys out here in Vegas, stay hydrated. It is hotter than 80 out here. So it's a nice 68 degrees back here. So we're feeling good. So everyone have a day, and we will see you soon.